So one of the things that happens very often in Jewish music, unfortunately, is that singers release saying that there's an album coming out. And then you know what happens? This month goes by. They'll say, Psukkos, it'll be Hanukkah. Hanukkah will be Purim. Purim will be Pesach. I can't remember recently, in recent years, that a singer actually said an album was going to come out. Not only was out at the time, it was out before the time. With us, live here in the studio, all the way from 2-3 blocks away, it's the one and only Uri Davidi. We're going to discuss his brand new album. Uri, welcome to the program.
How you guys doing?
So, by the way, how did you work that out? That the album was in stores probably a little bit over a week before it was actual release date.
So yeah, first of all, a lot of siyata d'shmaya, but because I learned my lesson from the first album that I announced it was coming and then it didn't come and then I announced it's coming.
Oh wait, your first album was late?
Well, I kept on saying it's gonna come Purim, no, it didn't come Purim, it come like Bummer, didn't come like Bummer. Yeah, no, the first album wasn't when I thought.
So it wasn't that there was a printing issue or anything. When mastering, it was more that the album took a long time.
No, because you always start announcing when the album starts being worked on when it's coming out. That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to put it out when it's good, when it's ready. You can't just put it out when you think it should come out. So this album, I decided I'm not making a date for it. I started early enough along that I had plenty of time to work on it. My album only came out about a year and a half after the first one, so I quote-unquote had extra time, based on the 2-year time frame that most
that's what people have been telling you. There's a 2-year time frame.
If you look around, you'll see people try to get it out within 2 years. So that's it. We focused on just getting it done. Once it was done, I realized that Sukkot, Purim time. I realized that Lag B'Omer would be the time.
Actually, it's just about your first album came out after the summer, right?
No, right before Rosh Hashanah, a week before Rosh Hashanah.
Right. So your first album came out before Rosh Hashanah. Now we're a week, 2 weeks before Shavuos, right?
It's about a little more than a year and a half.
Mm-hmm. New album is entitled Muchanim.
Muchanim,
which means
are you ready?
Are you ready?
Or it means ready.
Ready.
It's a question.
So is it a statement or a question, Uri?
Well, if you listen to the song, you'll see it's a question and then a statement.
Mm-hmm. So the first album you had, of course, producer Eli Lax was with you every step of the way.
Yes.
Brought you to Naftali Schnitzler and many other people in the business. Now, obviously, Eli is extremely busy with our Entitlebaum Productions and
many other things.
So what was it that made you say, hey, what was there a certain song, album that said, hey, let me go to Yitzy because I think Yitzy can take me to the next level?
I mean, Yitzy, I worked with Yitzy on the last album. He composed
on songs.
Halavai, he composed Dolibi, he composed some of my best songs on the last album. I always knew Yitzy, but I felt that I needed Eli, we spoke it over and we decided that we needed to get someone else involved. So I naturally went to Yitzy. First of all, he's local. He's in Lakewood.
Right.
So it's very...
not Tom's River Jackson, in actual Lakewood.
And it's easier to deal with. I literally would just walk into his house and spend 3 hours writing music, recording music. So it's much easier than, driving an hour and a half every time you want to talk about music. So that's the first star. But of course, Yitzy's a legend. I mean, look at the stuff that he produces and look at this album. So... Definitely.
No, I think that's a fair answer. Now, when me and you were playing me the sampler and we were trying to work on how to present this to the people, you were like, Yossi, there's a lot of Yitzy Waldner songs. I don't know if we should start, listing all the composers because there's only 3 or 4 other composers. But Lamaisa, if somebody does listen to the album, I mean,
you're not going to tell.
You don't really care if
no
it's a Yitzy song.
Yeah.
It's a great song. That's all that matters.
I think you're basically asking a question. I mean, I don't know if you're asking why is there so many Yitzy Waldner songs or if it matters there's so many Yitzy Waldner songs. But personally, Yitzy Waldner is different than a lot of composers. The other composers on the album sent me the songs. I listened to them. I thought it was good. I took it. We did our small changes. We upgraded them a little bit.
So other composers meaning Heshi Weinberger and Chaim Davis.
So we took their songs and we work with them. Yitzy, for me, works very well because if you look at all the songs that Yitzy composed, I was personally involved in a lot of those compositions and the ideas. So Yitzy's a perfect person for me to just sit with, give him an idea, and work the idea with him. So that's why I don't think Yitzy has a style anymore.
Now, when people are saying, when singers say personally involved with a song, can you tell our listeners what exactly that means?
Well, personally involved means that I'll walk into Yitzy and tell him, look, I want to work on this song. I have an idea. Let's say Shelo Neda.
Okay.
Shelo Neda had the word Shelo Neda. I like the concept of the word Shelo Neda. I like the word.
So you had the title.
And Shelo Neda obviously offered this kind of song, some sort of song where we're saying Shelo Neda, and that was my idea. So already that's the beginning of the high part.
Okay.
And then, Yitzi took on the idea for me and the inspiration from it and built the rest of the song. Same thing with Muchanim, same thing with Halavai on the last album.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with almost every single song here that I did with Yitzi. Nunu, I even composed the entire high part. So it's a very good shidduch in the sense that we work together, he bounces off of me, I bounce off of him, and together the song is created. It's obviously his composition, but he's not bound to one style anymore.
Mm-hmm. So Uri Davidi with us in the studio, talking about his brand new album Muchanim, available through Nigun Music, iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, not on Apple Music, and not on Spotify as of yet, but it probably will be in the coming months.
Maybe.
What is it about that, by the way? A lot of people have sent in emails asking about that. Can we discuss that or not?
I don't think people realize. Some people do, and they still want to know. But some people don't realize that streaming apps do not pay artists almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have millions and millions and millions of streams to make any money, and which is fine. I understand. I also have Spotify.
Right.
I also like to just pay $10 a month and listen to whatever I want. But there is no way that people like us could continue putting out music unless it sells. And we're not big enough, compared to the non-Jewish music world, to have millions and millions and millions of streams and actually make money. I mean, the numbers are like less than a half a cent per stream for some of the streaming apps.
Right, on Spotify, obviously.
Right,
yeah.
so it doesn't work like that. Will we put it there eventually? Maybe. Right now it's selling, and I don't plan on putting it there right now. So, but it's available for on iTunes, available on Amazon. It's not expensive. It's $9.49 on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for this level album, I think it's a steal of a deal. So,
And of course, Nigun Music.
And on Nigun, and on iTunes,
music,
and you can buy it in the store, like a good old-fashioned
Which people
CD.
still like to do. They like having the hard copy. And if your car doesn't have a CD player, you can also stop by a store and get a boombox for your kitchen, which a lot of people still have.
Or you could just go online.
Does the Davidi house own a boombox with a CD player? No? Really? Everything's digital.
No more CDs.
So, the first album...
I bought my own album on iTunes, if you want to know.
Wow.
Just because it's the best way to get it on an iPhone. I downloaded it. I paid for it. My own album.
So you took money out of one pocket and put it in the other pocket.
Not exactly, because they take a little bit, so I lost money.
You took $9 out of this pocket and ended up getting back $6, but losing out for $3.99. I got it.
Do what you got to do.
I got it. Okay, so let's talk album. First of all, in your press release that was released, Muchanim, you're saying, is kind of an answer for Halavai. Halavai was,
But that wasn't the
Halavai
plan.
and Mashiach should come.
That wasn't the plan of the song, but that's what it became.
So
Mashiach's talking in first.
Uri, what was the plan of the song?
No, I like the word Muchanim. I didn't want to make it about Mashiach.
Oh, you didn't?
Okay, we already had a song about Mashiach, But
so you go Yitzi. I like the word Muchanim. It means
I want to make a song.
Are you ready?
Muchanim. Are you ready to dance? Are you ready to party?
Like a record, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun party song.
And then what happens? Yitzi says on the piano.
No, Yitzi. So we tried. We tried to compose Muchanim many times. We had a bunch of different options. Yitzi came up with another idea to do this song where Mashiach's talking in first person, and then it just hit me that as much as I didn't want to do this, they kind of both have to blend together, and that has to be the new song. And that's the song. Muchanim is about Mashiach asking us, are we ready? And we answer, yes, we are.
Okay, so you have the word Muchanim, and Yitzi composed, obviously, the melody.
Yeah.
And when Yitzi's making the demo, did it have other words, or was it just nanais until the high part?
When we make demos, the most successful demos are the ones that include somewhat of a picture.
Okay, so how much of the actual lyrics, obviously Miriam Israeli wrote lyrics, so how much of the actual final lyrics are there from Yitzi?
Probably none of the on this song, probably none of the final lyrics besides Anachnu Muchanim, but Kiani Ba.
By that you mean, Anachnu Muchanim.
Right.
That part, not even...
These lines, like, Ha'im atem hayom muchanim, ki ani ba, I was going to make a song called Ani Ba, actually.
Interesting.
For this song, but then you decided not to. So yeah, we try to throw in, like, just made
And that's
lyrics.
funny, because you have that modulation, ki ani ba.
Right, yeah, no, it could be, you could call the song Ani Ba, technically, but...
No, I think it's a great anthem for Mashiach, and it's about saying, Mashiach saying, hey, are you ready? I'm here. And I think Yoli Polchak, the Zmiris Choir, did a really great job elevating this song, and of course, Daniel Kapler,
arrangement.
He's just crazy. I mean, I think he did the first three songs.
It worked out like that. Yeah, he did 3 songs. This next song, Tfilah Sheli.
Now, Mordechai Brizel, and I know for a while, and of course, he had that big hit on Simcha Liner's album, that Ribono. I mean, did you tell Mordechai, I want another Israeli themed song?
I didn't tell him anything. He sends me songs.
Oh, really?
And, I usually don't take them just because I'm extremely picky, and as you see on this album, most of the songs are concepts and songs that I've personally worked on. I almost never just buy songs. But this song, which was nothing like the way it sounds now, as far as lyrics, as far as a lot of the melody's the same, but the arrangement really brought this song to a new level.
So the arrangement
I saw something in the song, and I told him I wanted it, and I changed a lot of the lyrics that he had originally given me.
So now that you say you want it, and you played for Yitzy,
paid for it.
Yitzy, no, I'm just saying, Yitzy says he feels something there. So what happens next? Yitzy goes to Jan and Daniel, or do you?
Oh, together. It's a phone call.
Oh, phone call. But do you get the lyrics first, or do you first get the arrangement?
Get the lyrics first.
Get the lyrics first. So it says here, Elio Raful, Mordechai Brizel, and Miriam Israeli.
Well, they wrote it. They wrote the original lyrics. Mordechai Brizel and Elio Raful. I don't know who he is.
Oh, so it's not somebody that you reached out to.
This is the song came with lyrics, but we took about I would say 40% of the lyrics and changed them.
So is this a song you say you feel a connection to because you were in this mind frame ever, or you just feel the message was positive?
It's just a great song. I think the arrangement is amazing.
Because the words can fit to anybody. I'm standing here today in this day.
It's a general song. I don't like making songs that are tied down to specifics. I could have made this a chuppah song, but I don't. It's not. It could be sung in a chuppah. I'm standing here. I don't know what's coming.
It's a tefillah to Hashem. It's tefillah shali. It doesn't have to
whenever, wherever, and whenever.
I think it's an amazing song, and Daniel Kapler again took this song like ridiculously. It has very little arrangement to it. I feel musically.
Well,
but
that's the arrangement.
All of the emotion, just it's in the arrangement, and a really good song from Mordechai Brizel, Uri Davidi with us in the studio, going through the album a little bit. So I see on Instagram, Hallelujah's become the children's song.
Well, yeah, we knew
Someone
that.
posted on Instagram this little kid saying, "What do you want to play? Hallelujah, Hallelujah," like a 1 or 2 year old. So
we knew Hallelujah. That was the plan with this song. I mean, Hallelujah is an instant kid.
This song friendly. I know a little bit about, Uri.
Yes.
Hallelujah, you told me, what was it, like a few months ago, you're like, Yossi, I have this great low part.
Right.
And I don't know what to do
high
with
part.
it.
So Yossi Waldner wrote this amazing low part, which we love. Very simple. You listen to the song, you'll see. Problem is if you try to compose a high part, you kill the song because the low part is too simple and too good that the high part either becomes too complicated and complicates the song, or the high part just makes the song, takes it away from its feel and it becomes generic. So I went to 4 composers actually, including Yitzy, to try to figure this out. Yitzy tried for months. Hashi tried for months. He actually had some great options, happens to be. I just,
you didn't feel it completed.
It completed. Just I didn't feel like it did justice to the low part that Hashi so brilliantly composed. I went to a few other composers. Nobody was able to come up with anything. One day we were sitting, me and Yitzy together, and we were composing the last song on the album, We Will Sing Again. And he had played us some chord that sounded similar to Hallelujah. And as a joke, I just started singing Hallelujah. And at that moment, I guess Hashem gave us the high part. Yitzy, we started singing Hallelujah, and Yitzy just came with high part. Again, if you listen to it, it's very simple. It's very easy. And that's the kid-friendly part of the song. So yeah, this is the kid song on the album.
I actually got a text message the other day from somebody in Montreal. He's learning here in the States, and he's like, "Can you please ask Uri Davidi how he got to Yossi Weinberg?"
How I got there?
Yeah. I'm assuming it goes back to the first album,
yeah. I mean,
right?
we worked together a lot. I mean, I didn't have any compositions on the last album from him. Right?
But you're working with Naftali.
I don't think so. But we worked with Naftali. I got to know him. And when we started working on this album, we sat down with Hashi and we got Hallelujah, and then we didn't get the high part. We came back to Hashi and we actually sat with Hashi again. Didn't get Hallelujah, but we got song number 5, Einik Shabbos, which is a beautiful song from Hashi as well.
What does Hashi think of the final product now?
Hershey, by the way.
Hershey.
I think he likes it. I don't know. Maybe he definitely likes it. I don't know if he would have liked his option.
By the way, you're responsible for one of the biggest meetings in Jewish music history. Yitzy Waldner and Yossi Weinberg.
Yeah.
First time ever collabing on a song was on Uri Davidi's album.
Yes.
Track 4, Shalom Nida. You spoke about this again. First of all,
I love this song.
This song, as much as the music till now, like kind of was giving me the new sound of Uri Davidi. This song is where you changed for me, because the first album there was no notes where Uri Davidi was going really high and letting us see his range. It was very, very middle range, no really loud, no really long high notes. But this song for me is where it kind of transitioned.
Right. I wanted the song to have that like emotion and going into the high part. So it's, believe it or not, I mean, I know personally this song is a masterpiece, but I did not think that people would recognize that. And you know, it's Israeli and it's not the typical American kind of song, but the comments I'm getting right now are insane. People actually love it.
Now, let me ask you, Uri, there seems to be a lot of very, very Hebrew stuff. I'm looking at Muchanim, Tfilah Shali, well, hallelujah Tfilah, but Shalom Ne'edah.
There's a lot of lyrics. There's definitely a lot of lyrics.
I mean, were you worried about that, being that, you're an American artist, and while a lot of Americans are listening to Israeli music, is that good for your career, so to speak?
I'll tell you the truth. I like songs that people connect to. I like songs that people can understand. And it sounds funny because we're Americans. Why are we putting it in Hebrew? But between me and you, if you look at the lyrics, most of the lyrics besides for Shalom Ne'edah are very, 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 very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. The lyrics are extremely, extremely simple. And I don't think there's any words to that the average person doesn't know. Besides for Shalom Ne'edah. Shalom Ne'edah, I specifically wanted it to be real, authentic Israeli kind of lyrics. There's words that people won't know, but we will hopefully be putting out a video for Shalom Ne'edah at some point, which will probably have lyrics and explanations, so you'll understand the words. So yeah, that being said, it's a lot of Hebrew, but there's also a lot of not Hebrew. I'm saying Anik Shabbos is a regular song, Hallel is a regular song. We Will Sing Again is an English song, Chadhu is a regular song.
Now you have this shtick with English songs.
English.
What is this? I mean, you had an English song to finish off the last album.
Yeah.
And I know I'm skipping, but you have an English song to finish off this album. Is this going to be coming?
No.
An Uri Davidi tradition? Let's have an English song?
If you look through the album, you'll see it does mimic the last album a lot. The Billy B kind of song, Modani. It does mimic the way I set up the last album, but I wasn't planning on putting the English song at the end. I actually liked the idea of putting the English song like song number 4 or 5, if it's good enough.
Was this a Yitzy call then?
No, it was actually very simple. The song is called We Will Sing Again. I mean, and that ending is so dramatic that it just matched the ending of the song.
Okay, now I hear you.
That's why we did that. I was like, you can't put the song in the middle of the album. It's like, it ends with this sing again, right? Like, we will sing again, and then we end off, we will sing again. Like, that's just a perfect ending. You don't put that in the middle of the album. So
true.
It kind of belonged there, even whether I liked it or not.
Very, very true. So Einik Shabbos track 5, not your typical arrangement. I know, not your typical arrangement at all, but
yeah, but
are you
the wedding scene,
are you really seeing that? Because are they changing the words at all, or are they just singing it on Einik Shabbos?
With tons of second dance Shabbos songs.
I'm just asking. I think the arrangement is true.
Shechianu, I think it's amazing.
I got to tell you, the arrangement on this one, the arrangement by Yehuda Galili. It's so simple. Like the beginning sounds like a medi, but then it goes into like just
full orchestra,
and it's also like not complicated. It's like easy to listen to.
It's a good chuppah song. I've been requested already to sing it now.
And we should mention that Uri is making available the soundtracks.
They're all available on my website right
on
now.
UriDavidi.com. You can buy the tracks, whether you want it for camp or for a simcha or for an event. So that's very, very good.
Nunu, you guys know. Nunu's been out.
Nunu, we know the music video. What is the music video up to today?
Oh, I don't know.
80?
150,000?
150,000.
140, I don't know.
And that was just released like Purim time. Wow.
Purim,
That's crazy.
Chadhu is a perfect, it's a freilich. It's a first dance kind of song. But
I would not think that Burkow arranged this song.
Burkow did a great job on this.
Great brass and great drive in the beginning of it, and then it goes into this yeshivish. Did you call it yeshivish? What would you call it?
It's a yeshivish song, but you know what? People love it.
And great words. B'shvila Toyrosh Nikra Reishis. Great song right there.
Very original words.
Yeah, definitely. And track 9, obviously composed by you. Released.
I composed on Pesach.
Also, Galili's just a master. I love it. The arrangements are so uncomplicated, but that's the beauty in them. I got to tell you that.
Meaning, he took a simple song and made it beautiful, like
without and it gets easy to overcomplicate something. Track 10. I mean, this is what you posted a week ago. Tomorrow, you had a baby boy. So first of all, Mazel Tov on the album and Mazel Tov on the baby. Both of you are babies now. Are they going to compete throughout life or not? Is Uri going to celebrate the birthday of the release of his second album or not? So when
Modani was a very interesting story. Modani was the last song that we made on this album.
It came, you told me, like maybe 2 weeks before you were mixing, not even a week before you were mixing.
I was like, we need another song. I knew the kind of song I wanted, which was really exactly this, but we just couldn't get it. Couldn't compose it. We tried. And literally at the last moment, I would say like a week and a half before the album was going to be mastered,
Yitzy came to you?
No, we were trying, and we're like, you know what?
Was this one of the themes you came up with, or Yitzy just give you the song as is?
No, he didn't give it to me as is. We came up with it together.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came to us, and we quickly got an arrangement. We quickly did the vocals. We quickly mixed it. It was one of the fastest full jobs we've ever done, but it came out amazing.
And you've never worked with Samir Tzur yet. This is your first time.
No, it's the first time. And you know what's interesting?
What?
I thought I liked the song, whatever, but the comments I'm getting now is every comment I get from someone includes Modani on the list of songs that they like.
Because it's unique. It's not just taking the words of Modani. There's original lyrics here.
Right.
And Model
and pretty simple. And it's simple.
Hodul Hashem ki tov.
Like, I challenge anybody to tell me that they don't know the translation of any words in this song.
I open my eyes.
Mabit Hashem, look to the sky. Raise your hands. Kibati la'agid, I came to say, Ani model Elokai. Model Chayai, Hodul Hashem ki tov, Hu melech levad. These are all words.
It's actually funny. Now that you're reading it, it sounds like a cross between Moda Ani and kind of Shoma a little bit, like thanking Hashem for what it is. But
and then there's the finale.
We'll sing again. Now, before we rush you out of here, you gave me the concept behind this. You want to give it to our listeners? What was the concept behind We Will Sing Again?
So the background is really a question that's asked as to why the Jews had their harps when they went to the Galus of Bavel. We know they had their harps because it says that they hung their harps on the trees.
So the base of English is destroyed.
And everybody runs out of Israel.
And they're being schlepped down.
And they're bringing their food
and their clothing,
and they brought their harps.
And their harps.
Apparently, because they had their harps. So the question begs us to ask as why they had harps. I mean, that's the last thing you're going to bring. If you're running away, you're not taking your musical instruments.
No.
So the answer is the song. The answer is that a Jew knows no matter what situation he's in, but while we cry, we smile, that there will be a time that we will sing again. They will hear us far and wide. We will sing again. We won't cast our harp aside. And that's, Ich Nashir Shir Hashem. That's the message of the song, that no matter what situation we're in, we will sing again.
Now, is this song getting major feedback or not?
100%.
Very much in the am I allowed to say Broadway style of arrangement? Because it's very
the people that are getting comments on this are more of the adult population, not the kids. It's not a kid song, but the older population understands the message and thinks it's amazing. So
And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up our discussion about the album. Album is in stores now. Uri Davidi in the studio wrapping up this interview. UriDavidi.com. You have all your tracks. Do you have the karaoke tracks for your first album available there too, Uri, or not?
No, those tracks are actually on iTunes.
Oh, you have them on iTunes. But you have the lead sheets up, I believe, on...
The lead sheets are not on my website yet, but they will be.
But you have the first album. The second album will be going up. Album available through Niggin Music, available for iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, CD Baby. Anything else you want to say to the fans before we wrap up and go right into the title track, Uri?
I would say go get the album. From what I hear, it's worth it. Okay. I could always tell you it's worth it, but from what I'm hearing, people are really enjoying it, and they're enjoying the full album, and not just this song and that song. There's enough stuff here that it's worth just getting the whole album and listening to it from one end to the next.
Which has become a problem recently.
It's not a problem. People tend to say, there's probably only one or two good songs, so I'll just find out which ones they are, and I'll listen to the sampler and download Muchanim, download Modani. But you're missing out if you don't download the whole album. And I don't think people understand how much work actually goes into song order. You want to make sure it's a musical journey, Yeah. It's not about fast, slow, fast, slow. It's never perfect, but, it is a little bit about that, but it's never perfect. There's probably 15 different ways to arrange it, but we try to give it in a way that, people will enjoy.
Okay. Tzlacha Rabba. Mazel Tov. We'll be in touch, Uri.
We'll be in touch.